transcript and, if you prefer, on the audio tape that's not there. He says the same thing if you're yelling for help. It doesn't matter if there's anybody around there to hear you. He can't take a chance on nobody being around there to hear you. He's got to react like there is somebody going to come and help you, and he's got to get out of there. And he goes on and talks about exactly what you need to do, exactly how you go about it. And have you ever thought about this? Have you ever had somebody that you cared about in your own family, maybe a teenager or an older person, and they say, oh, look, you're always worrying too much about me. Everything's fine. Everything's safe. Sometimes people just won't listen to you that you love and care about. That's when it's good to be able to put something into their hands and say, okay, look, this is a Chicago policeman. He knows what he's talking about. Just read it, will you? Just do that for me. Or if you prefer, get the audio cassette. This is it. For a $60 pledge, you get the audio cassette of all 3 parts of the program, the 2 that you saw tonight, plus an additional one that you didn't even have time to see. That comes into you for a $60 pledge, and you get the transcript as well, because any pledge of $40 or more gets the entire transcript. And I don't mean some summary of it or some outline of it. I mean word for word. If it's bad grammar he accidentally used for a second there, it's in there. Exactly the way he said it, all 3 parts of the program, but only round this program. And we're going into another program, a wonderful one. Rebecca, stay tuned for it. It's the mystery program. But the phones are screaming off the hook because we have something here that we think is important to get to you. Listen, we were worried about this before the events of last month. We are particularly worried about it now. We think that our audience, our viewers, should be taking various precautions to take care of themselves in what is pretty much a nasty world. I've done the very same thing with my own children. I'm not giving you any advice that I haven't followed myself. This transcript is invaluable as well. We're making it available for anybody. $40 is our regular pledge. If you become a subscriber at any time around here, it's for $40. So around this program, this is it right now. And look at those phones. Tina.
Rebecca's going to be coming up in just a few minutes, but we're trying to take a couple of those minutes to let people, everybody who's trying to get in, make their phone call now. Once we go on to Rebecca, we're not going to be able to give you the transcript. The way things are around here, our computer only sorts in a certain way, and when you make your pledge now around this program right now, we'll be able to send you that transcript at the $40 level. So don't put it off if you've been wanting to get your own plan. Some very wonderful ideas in here. I was reading through just as Pat was talking there, and I love the example he gives about when the lion goes out and selects its prey, it selects the weakest one. And that's sort of what happens. It's very much what happens in society when a person who wants to commit a crime, he goes out and he looks for the easiest target. I was at my Town Watch meeting last night, and the guy who was one of the officers was there talking to us about how we can all be a little safer in our communities. And he said, folks, they're out there. They look for the easiest target. They look for the house that's accessible. They look for the person that's accessible. We can't deny that. We can't get away from that. There's people, there's trouble, there's a lot of things going on in the world that we're not going to be able to change. What you have to do is just be a little bit smarter. And it doesn't take that much to be smarter. His plan is very easy. It's a very practical plan. There are things that you're going to be able to put into action which aren't going to take a lot of time and certainly no money. You just have to have a plan. You just have to be forewarned. We've only got a little over a minute yet before we go to Rebecca. If you've been wanting to get through and make that phone call, do it now, because we're going to be going on and we won't be able to get you the transcript. We think a nice thing to do would be make a pledge at the $60 level, request the audio cassette tape. Maybe you can give the audio cassette to somebody you know, and perhaps you can keep the transcript for yourself. There is very valuable, I mean wonderfully valuable information in this transcript. We think this program is a real service. We hope you agree, and we hope that if you do, you'll make your pledge of support now. Here's Pat.
Well, count them down. We got about 60 seconds to go, and as you can see, the phones are filled. Now, the way we're going to work this is when we go into Rebecca in about 55 seconds or so, we're going to have these phones available for you. The Wyker Realty will still be answering, but when that dies, when those live phones die, then the computer code no longer registers this, and this transcript is not available during the next program. That's fair now. All we're asking is the same amount we always ask if you give us a call right now at 923-1234, but we don't recommend that you go for the $40 level. We recommend you go for the $60 level. You get the audio cassette of the entire 3-part series and get the transcript as well. That's what's happening all around me here right now. It has been solid like this. It will be solid like that when I finish speaking here in just a few seconds, and then the phones will continue to ring for a few minutes after that, and then it will shut down. We have half a minute to go. There are times that you put things on the air that you're not putting on the air because they're good drama, because it's good music, or because it's good politics to do it. There are times you put them on the air because they serve a better purpose. Now, you tell me, what is a better purpose than keeping people safe, especially children and older people who might not be able to do it for themselves? That's what we're doing here right now with hundreds and thousands of people. We thank you.
Good evening, I'm Robert Altman, and we'll be returning for more of Rebecca in just a few moments. But in those moments, you can do your part to ensure we'll be able to continue to bring you these extraordinary dramas throughout the years. We reached back, of course, for this one from the very, very first year of the series Mystery in 1980, because we thought you'd like to see it again. We respond to you whenever we can to those kinds of requests. We're doing it tonight. We'll have the conclusion of Rebecca this evening back for your enjoyment. You can help make events like this possible in the future by taking a moment now and dialing 923-1234 and pledging your support for the station that you value. If you pledge $40, we'll make you a subscriber to TV 12. And if you can afford to be just a little bit more generous, indeed $10 more generous, we'd be delighted to send along to you a copy of Daphne du Maurier's novel, Rebecca, for your enjoyment. We delight in sending you back to the printed page from time to time with the Mystery series. We know many of you have returned to the short stories and novels of Arthur Conan Doyle after watching Jeremy Brett, a more mature Jeremy Brett in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Perhaps many of you have turned as well to the novels of Colin Dexter, if you're fans of Inspector Morse, or returned to Dorothy Sayers or Agatha Christie, or any of the other extraordinary writers whose works are featured here on Mystery on TV 12. As you look at Rebecca tonight, something that was filmed probably 15 years ago, it has much in common with the series that you continue to see week after week here on TV 12. Extraordinary actors, extraordinary production values, the kind of production that comes with a very real and an altogether too high cost, one that we could not afford to pay were it not for your generosity at times like these. If it's important to you that this excellence continue, then it's important that you go to the phone now and give us a call now at 923-1234. Here's my colleague, Willow Carey.
Thank you, Robert. And when you call, you're going to be part of a very, very short fundraiser, just about 96 hours, just from now through Sunday, to help us reach our goals for this fiscal year. It's so exciting here because we're looking forward to a new season, and you can become part of that if you'd like to renew your support or just give us a little additional boost. We're looking for $250,000 in just these few short days. 923-1234 is the number to call. And if you are enjoying this beautiful series again, this wonderful mystery, I urge you perhaps to make a pledge of $50 and request your own copy of the novel Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. If you remember this series, if you're enjoying it now, you might like to know or perhaps remember that this is so true to the original. It may also have spoiled a lot of people for any other version of Rebecca. It's yours in book form for your pledge of $50. And of course, as a mystery fan here at TV 12, if you don't have yet your own pair of the wonderful mystery mugs which show the illustrations by Edward Gorey of the series, they can be yours for your pledge of $60. And as always, you're going to be receiving Applause magazine. In fact, if you think you're a current subscriber and you didn't get this month's issue, chances are perhaps your subscription has lapsed and it's time to rejoin, which you can do so easily by making your call now. It'll be answered by one of our volunteers from Wycott Realtors. And if you're remembering Rebecca from the very first season of Mystery, think about that. Also making its debut that season was Rumpole of the Bailey, Sergeant Cribb, and also The Racing Game, based on the novels of Dick Francis. It doesn't seem possible that it was that long ago. I think for all of us, these memories are so real to us. And of course, seeing Jeremy Brett, the young Jeremy Brett, and of course, appreciating his work now as Sherlock Holmes, what a richness we enjoy as viewers here at TV 12, all made possible by people like you who've given your support over the years. Won't you join us now with your pledge, whether as a new subscriber or as an additional gift? Here again is Robert Altman.
Thanks very much, Willow, and thank you if you've already given us a call earlier today or earlier in this break. Your calls at times like these make all of this possible. Willow was talking a little bit about the past of Mystery. There's an extraordinary future to Mystery as well. Some of your old favorites are going to be coming back in the fall with new episodes. Leo McKern will be back as Rumpole. There will be new Inspector Morses with John Thaw, more episodes of Sherlock Holmes with Jeremy Brett. and 6 episodes of a new series, one that I think you'll find perfectly entrancing. It's Georges Simenon's Maigret series. If you're not acquainted with the work of this great Belgian author who wrote of a really wonderful Parisian police detective, Jules Maigret, you'll get to sample 6 from an upcoming series in the fall season. A really wonderful addition to the cast of mystery detectives that has extended so far and so long and brought much richness into all of our lives. If you've enjoyed this wonderful parade of great acting, from David Suchet to Leo McKern to Jeremy Brett to John Thaw, Michel Gambon coming in the fall, if you've enjoyed all of these people and you recognize that you're not going to find this kind of excellence elsewhere on the television dial, then we're asking you to do a very simple but very important thing. That's not simply to sit back and enjoy the program you're watching right now. It's to take the action that makes it possible. That action is a simple phone call to 923-1234 with your pledge of support. Willow?
Thank you. And of course, that simple action is going to give us the means not only to bring you new programs this coming year and to put that money into TV 12 productions, but also to bring back favorites like Rebecca. Do you remember the thrill of the first time of seeing this in that gorgeous valley that we saw in episode 2? Those little moments that just stay with us. They're all here at TV 12, and they're here because of people just like you. So in about a half a minute right now before we rejoin Rebecca, it's just enough time for you to make a call to one of our wonderful volunteers from Wycott Realtors this evening. Give us your pledge of support and perhaps pledge $60 and request your set of the mystery mugs. It's always your support that makes so much possible here. So if you made a pledge in just this break or earlier, we thank you. Now enjoy.
Good evening, I'm Robert Altman, and I hope you'll stay with us because we have the conclusion of Rebecca coming up this evening. We're giving you 2 episodes in one this evening. We'd love to show you the final episode, the concluding episode of Rebecca without interruption, for your pleasure, also for our viewing pleasure, quite frankly. In order to do that, we have a little bit of business to take care of first. We need to hear from 150 of you in the next 8 or 10 minutes, we hope. And that will enable us to show you the concluding episode of Rebecca without interruption. We've done this before, of course, and you've responded with great generosity time and time again. We keep our bargains with you, and as soon as we get those 150 phone calls, we'll be delighted to end this particular fundraising break and return to the conclusion of Rebecca, featuring, of course, the incomparable Jeremy Brett. If you think back over the years at the wonderful acting that you've enjoyed here on Mystery, whether it's Jeremy Brett in this or, of course, as Sherlock Holmes, David Suchet, as Hercule Poirot, John Thaw as Inspector Morse, perhaps Leo McKern is one of your favorite as Rumpole of the Bailey. Whatever it is that you valued on Mystery, whether it is the extraordinary acting, the wonderful production values, the kind of production values that you don't see, quite frankly, very often on television. The fact that it comes to you throughout most of the year, uninterrupted at times like this, and even when it is interrupted, we're offering you the opportunity, at least, to see the final episode uninterrupted. Whatever the reason, whatever particular thing you value of your Thursday evening experience with Mystery throughout the year, we hope you'll take a moment now and give us a call at 923-1234 with a pledge of support. $40 will make you a subscriber, $50, and we'd be delighted to send along to you this book, which the book, of course, is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, the classic novel upon which this film was based. It can be yours for a pledge of $50 if you give us a call now at 923-1234 with your pledge of support. Here's my colleague, Willow Carey.
Thank you, Robert. I'm amazed at the sense of drama in this program. I don't know if you feel gripped by this. I certainly do. And again, it's an emotion that we've become used to when we watch Mystery. And to see somebody like Jeremy Brett in this from the debut of Mystery, the first season from 1980, is such a treat. And of course, it was made possible by your support. If you are one of our subscribers, we thank you so much. This little fundraiser, by the way, is just to help us reach our goals for the end of this fiscal year, which ends June 30th. and you can help us on this 150 Pledge Challenge, whether it's a subscription or an additional gift to get us ever closer. For $50, we have a great way to say thank you to you for your support, and that is with the novel Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. If you remember that great line, how it opens, "Last night I went to Mandalay again." Maybe this was a favorite program of yours. Maybe it was your introduction to mystery, the first time you saw Jeremy Brett. This can be yours as, again, a memory, a reminder of your support the night perhaps you joined TV12 for the very first time. As you see, we've got great volunteers from Weickert Realtors. They're ready to take your pledge of support. It looks like we're up to 31 pledges so far. And what is more like mystery than the mystery mugs, than the wonderful drawings by Edward Gorey? This is a thank you gift for your support at the $60 level. Each mug has a corpse on it. They're wonderful characters. I think we're seeing some of them this evening in the characters of people like Mrs. Danvers. This can be yours. Again, a reminder of how important you are to TV12. We don't perhaps take enough time to say thank you to you. Now is a time to say thank you as well by showing you this wonderful encore of the series, which we thought you'd enjoy. 42 people so far have called in. And remember, if you're joining for the first time, if you're renewing your support, if you're rejoining us, you're going to be receiving Applause Magazine. That's yours every single month for a whole year. And we urge you, too, to put it on credit card. That means we're going to have your support as quickly as possible. You'll be helping us toward our $250,000 goal for the fundraiser. And, of course, right now, as we're 1/3 of the way toward our 150 Pledge Challenge, you're going to show us that you appreciate programming like this. You love this kind of beauty and thoughtfulness to detail, the kind of thing that you look for perhaps in the Poirot series, or maybe you're an Inspector Morse series. This Rebecca, televised in 1980, was maybe the very first time you even discovered TV12. And think of what you've enjoyed on TV12 since then, all made possible by the support of subscribers just like you. Won't you help us right now with your pledge? Here again is Robert Altman.
Thanks very much, Willow. Thank you if you're one of the now 65 people who've given us a call since this program began, one of the people who's making it possible. We hope to show you the second part of tonight's Rebecca series without interruption. It is indeed the conclusion, one that we'd all like to enjoy without interruption. We reached back into the vaults, really, to find Rebecca. We had heard from many of you over the years that this was one of your favorite mysteries. Of course, the recent success, phenomenal success of Jeremy Brett as Sherlock Holmes had much to do, I'm sure, with the interest in many of us in seeing this classic from the files. We brought it back again at some cost, quite frankly, because so many of you wanted to see it. It turns out to be far more than a curiosity piece. It turns out to be a fine, fine film indeed. We're delighted to be able to bring it to you, as we've been delighted throughout the years to bring you some extraordinary mystery dramas here on TV12. In what's become increasingly a disposable society, we look back at the best of what we've produced, indeed the best that's been produced around the world, sometimes even the best that's been produced on commercial television, things that are cast off, that have no future value to commercial television, because quite simply in the raw numbers game of commercial television, there aren't enough people who care about drama of this quality, aren't enough people young enough who buy enough cornflakes to interest the advertisers who want to sell their product. We care not about what an advertiser, of course, wants to sell, but we care about what you want to watch, what's important to you, what's a valuable addition to your viewing time, a valuable way for you to spend your time. If mystery is that this evening, if it's been that over the years, if you hope it to be that over the next hour in the next year, then I hope you'll take 1 minute and give us a call at 923-1234. Willow?
And as you see, we're up over 100 pledges. If you're one of the people who's just made a pledge or pledged a little bit earlier, thank you, but we want to hear from you. And I've got a quiz for you. We're enjoying seeing Diana Rigg now as the host of Mystery, and maybe you remember the many years that Vincent Price hosted the series. Do you remember who was the host when Rebecca first aired? It was Gene Shalit. Imagine that. I can remember that as clearly as can be, but I haven't thought about it in years. And that very first mystery of the season was She Fell Among Thieves. I bet you didn't remember that either, but I'm sure that you remember the many times that you make sure you're in your seat in front of that television set on Thursdays. Perhaps you're a fan of Masterpiece Theater. This is the excellence upon which public television is based. We know that you depend on it, that you enjoy it, that you look forward to it, and we want to make sure that it is there and that TV 12 is there and strong every single time you tune in. That's why we're looking for your support right now. Again, this short intermission, we're looking for just 150 pledges. Won't that be yours? If you think of the hours that you enjoy here at TV 12, you could be one of the 150 who said, yes, I love mystery, or my goodness, to see Rebecca again means so much to me. I'll help pay for this and help pay for other things coming up. Your support right now as we have this June 30th deadline for our fiscal year is so important. So I urge you, if you're already a subscriber, maybe you helped us on our March campaign, or maybe it's time for you to renew your support. Why not just take one moment and make that call at 923-1234, perhaps lend us your additional support to just help us on our way. We'd appreciate it so much. Here again is Robert Altman.
Thanks very much, Willow, and thank you if you're one of the people who've already given us a call during this fundraising break. We've been doing very well indeed. We have entered a bit of a lull, I must confess, right now. There are some phones available if you'd like to take just a minute of your time, and that's all it will take, to be one of the 15 more people that we're looking to hear from before we return to the conclusion of Rebecca. We've got some wonderful volunteers here tonight from Wycott Realtors who would love to take your call. They'll ask you how much you wish to pledge, whether you'd like to put it on a credit card, whether you'd like to receive the Rebecca the novel by Daphne du Maurier, or whether you'd like to receive the mystery mugs, or one of the dozens of other premiums we have available to you. And that's really all there is to it. You can sit back and enjoy the conclusion of Rebecca, knowing that you are one of the 142 people now that made it possible. 145 people that made it possible for us to show it to you uninterrupted tonight. Of course, it's that many thousands of people, 147,000 or so families throughout the Delaware Valley who are subscribers to TV 12, who make the program schedule that we all enjoy throughout the year possible. If you're one of them, you can sit back with great pride, as 151 people are doing now, knowing that you are making this kind of television excellence possible. But if you're not yet one of them, I'd urge you to go to the phone now. There's still a few seconds, and dial 923-1234 with your pledge of support.
And then sit back and enjoy the satisfaction of making the final episode possible, and also all that you see on TV 12.
Thanks.
Where can you find this kind of satisfaction? The fabulous story of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, so beautifully filmed, and the sheer joy and delight of seeing Jeremy Brett in this role of Maxim de Winter, and also the satisfaction of seeing the final episode absolutely uninterrupted, as you're used to seeing programming here at TV 12, because thanks to you, we were able to meet that 150 pledge challenge, and we were able to make what we needed in that one single break so that we could bring you that final gripping episode uninterrupted. We thank you. We thank our volunteers from Wycott Realtors who took your calls. It's been such a wonderful evening here in this, our very short fundraiser. As we've told you, we're trying to reach a goal for our fiscal year, which ends June 30th. We're looking for $250,000. And if you made a pledge, we thank you for making us ever that much closer to our goal. By the way, if you're just savoring Rebecca and those last moments, why not make a pledge of $50 and request your own copy of the novel by Daphne du Maurier? This, I can tell you, this program that we just saw here as an encore from Mystery is so true to the book. You may remember, by the way, this episode from the very first season of Mystery. It's something that we thought you would just enjoy, knowing that perhaps you've been a mystery fan for many years. Maybe you're enjoying Jeremy Brett in Sherlock Holmes. We're going to be bringing you new episodes of Sherlock Holmes. Jeremy Brett said that he has decided to film every single short story that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle has written. So think of the enjoyment that you're going to be receiving months, years in the future, and it's going to be made possible by your support. We're depending on our subscribers right now to join for the first time, to renew their support, to rejoin us, or right now to give an additional boost so that we can reach our goal for this fiscal year. Here again is Robert Altman.
Thanks very much, Willow, and thank you if you've already called us earlier this evening. You've helped make possible the extraordinary success that we all share in this evening, and we're quite thankful for that. It's wonderful as we're out and about in the community at times like these, and we are approached on the street by people who say, gee, I really enjoyed seeing Rebecca again after all these years, or I appreciate you returning Detective Bittenbinder to the screen so I could learn from him. That's wonderful. It makes us feel good about the kind of work that we do. It makes us feel that we're spending your money in a way that's meaningful to you. But the kind of feedback that really carries a more significant kind of weight is the kind that manifests itself in the form of a pledge at a time like this. When you pick up the phone, call 1-800-543-1200 and tell us, yes, I enjoy the programs you have to offer on TV 12, and I'd like to be one of the people that makes them all possible. You can do that now, and it'll only take a minute of your time, and you can sit back and enjoy another year of mystery knowing that you're one of the people who made it possible. We'll say thank you to you by bringing you that year of programming. We'll say thank you to you by sending along Applause Magazine, our monthly program guide to you, if you can afford a pledge of $40 or more. And if you can afford to be just a little bit more generous, we've got, well, a whole raft of thank you gifts available to you. Two of them that might be of particular interest are the novel Rebecca, which is yours for a pledge of $50 if you'd like to go back and revel in that wonderful melodrama again. And the mystery mugs, a pair of them, yours for a pledge of $60. They feature, of course, those wonderful Edward Gorey drawings, each with a supine corpse with a head underneath the table in black and white and red. Keep the mystery in your life by supporting TV 12.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Brett, and I have a question. How many times have you enjoyed mystery here on TV 12? Whether it was our series of Sherlock Holmes stories, or Leo McKern as the irrepressible Rumpole, or Dinah Riggs' chilling turn in Mother Love. I'm sure that mystery has entertained and challenged you many times. Now, TV 12 is hoping you'll return the favor by providing the financial resources for more great drama, music, nature programs from around the world. You see, in Britain, we support the BBC with a direct tax on television sets. In America, the favored approach is one of friendly persuasion. So I hope to persuade you to support TV 12 with a subscription pledge. I mean, if you have, I offer my sincere thanks.
And thank you, Jeremy Brett. It's such a thrill, isn't it, to see this actor. If he is one of your favorites, have you shown your appreciation, your enthusiasm for him? You can do that right now by dialing 1-800-543-1200. You know, when you think about the hours that you spend, maybe very few hours that you spend with television, do you find that you spend most of that time with TV 12? Because here we can offer you things that are really a terrific use of your time, whether it's a beautiful drama that gives you such a satisfaction or a love of the language, like Rumpole of the Bailey, or maybe it's children's programming that you see with your children, or our news and information. This is programming that we think is valuable television. Well, think for a moment of all of the time that goes into filming this, all of the detail, the beautiful, beautiful productions that we've just seen in Rebecca alone. This is very expensive television. That's why it requires your help, and of course requires your help because TV 12 is supported by viewers just like you. You provide over half of the support for this station. That's quite a sizable responsibility. So if you've never before made a pledge, we urge you to join the wonderful family of TV 12 subscribers and keep great programming like this possible. And it's been such a wonderful evening, by the way, in receiving your support here.
Well, and our June Pledge Drive is off to a terrific start. Thanks to you. You've responded, as you have so often in the past, with great generosity. I'd urge you, if you haven't yet taken a minute, to give us a call at 1-800-543-1200. Of course, if you're one of the people who've called earlier this evening, our thanks to you from all of us here at TV12.
I'd add our sincere thanks, as Jeremy Brett said. Enjoy Street Smarts coming next.
Bank of Delaware, serving the community with loans, Big Plus accounts, and Saturday hours, is also pleased to serve the community by making possible the broadcast of this program on TV 12.
Street Smarts, How to Avoid Being a Victim with Detective J.J. Bittenbinder has been made possible in part by Burger King Corporation. Burger King is proud to support this program as part of its commitment to education. At Burger King Corporation, we believe that education enriches everyone. And by the financial contributions of viewers like you.
The humor that changed it for everybody. I think that's exactly what Monty Python did. And of course, who provided Monty Python to the world? Public television in America did, after the BBC did in London. I'm Patrick Stoner, and there are no more breaks in this show. We're going to go back. We're going to finish it up. So here is your chance. If you love Python, if you love Palin and Cleese and Idol and the rest, here's your chance to show your appreciation at 1-800-543-1200. Become a subscriber right now, because it's getting late, so there aren't that many people maybe sitting around getting very tired on their sofas as they're watching this thing that are going to take an action. And this is how we know that you care about these programs. This is how we know that we should put this on. And coming up after this show is going to be a night of Faulty Towers. That's John Cleese's wonderful slapstick, humorous comedy. You know it. He only made about 12 of them. Well, it's coming up overnight. Give us a call now and pledge $75, and we'll give you Faulty Towers. The scripts, all of them, the complete Faulty Towers. It is here and it's available, but the money doesn't go for books. The money goes for this program. The Pythons, the ones who changed comedy forever, and the people who brought you the Pythons to begin with, that's us, TV 12. The number is 1-800-543-1200. You use your Visa, your MasterCard, your American Express, and your vote for the Pythons will be counted here and now. And this is the first day of our fundraiser. We're going for $1.5 million. Before all this is said and done, we're on our way, and the most important day of all, you know this, whenever you had to write a paper in school, didn't they tell you? Well begun is half done. The first day is the most important. So you're going to make it happen here, now, with this particular program, and who could want to support anybody more than the kind of people who watch public television would want to support the Monty Python gang. This is the last break in this show, so this is your chance to do it now, and the number's 1-800-543-1200. We have some goodies that are oriented to people who love the Pythons. I've told you about one of them, but who knows, with other incentives. In this, the last break, as we go into it, is David Hoffman.
Thank you, Patrick, and of course, prime among them is the complete Faulty Towers scripts to all 12 of these wonderful, wonderful programs. You can look at them, you can read them, you can in fact take little skits out of them and do them with friends, with your family, perhaps. It's a terrific way to enjoy Faulty Towers again and again, and actually be a participant in the Faulty Towers skits. Pick out your absolutely favorite little skit and do it yourself. It's yours for a pledge of just $75. That, of course, makes you a subscriber to TV 12, brings you the book, but most important, ensures another year of terrific programming, just like the programming you're hearing right now. Now, we're going to be coming to a Faulty Towers marathon coming up in just a few minutes. This is a last break in, and now for something completely different. Then we'll go to the Faulty Towers marathon, so stay with us, plan to be with us all night long if you can, in fact. A keychain, a $50 keychain is yours. Actually, it's $50 worth of programming, and we give you this keychain as our way of saying thank you for supporting the programming. This Faulty Towers keychain is yours for a pledge of $50. Please use your Visa card, your MasterCard, your American Express. It's the most effective way to become a subscriber to TV 12 and the most efficient way to become a subscriber to TV 12. We urge you to do it now. 1-800-543-1200. If you're already a subscriber to TV 12, please give us a call and give us an additional gift. If you're not already a subscriber, please join us, because we depend upon your friends, your colleagues, your neighbors. You have depended upon them for all the great material, great programming you've seen over the years. There are many reasons to support TV 12, of course, and here's just one of them.
Oh, hello. My name is Michael Palin of Monty Python. I want to talk to you tonight about something rather serious. Me and my colleagues and their financial predicament. As you know, Monty Python is only shown in America, uncut and in its original form, thanks to the generosity of people like you who send money to PBS. Well, I'm afraid Monty Python has now become dependent on this money. In the twilight of our years, we need the money from PBS for spare parts for our wheelchairs, hearing aids, false teeth. I've got half a swimming pool. I'd love to get the other half. I've got a few bits of a Van Gogh. I'd like to get the rest. So if you want to help PBS in its attempt to get Monty Python and other programs on television, please ransack the house, find the money wherever you could, and send it to PBS, and please, you'll make an old comedy team very happy. Thank you.
Well, I hope you're satisfied with yourself. That is what you've taken Michael Palin to. He's down to his last $200-300 million personally, but that doesn't do us any good whatsoever because he's not giving any of that to us to put Python on the air. We've got to do that through people who perhaps have even more money than the Python gang, and even if they don't, just love them and therefore want to help us put them on the air. 1-800-543-1200 is the number, and you can make Michael happy in his declining old age. As you can see, he's darn near depression, but I think you could bring it out of him because his friend is John Cleese, and John Cleese and his former wife, Connie Booth, wrote Fawlty Towers. And you can have every word of Fawlty Towers in the complete Fawlty Towers book for a pledge of $75 on your Visa, your MasterCard, your American Express. And it has everything in it. In addition to the words that you know so well, it has the stage directions, which are fun to read because they were written by Cleese and Connie Booth. And so, like, you read how they pictured it before you saw it. In the dining room, it's gourmet night. A hand-painted poly-style menu proclaims gourmet night at Fawlty Towers. Basil is adjusting cutlery on one of the tables. He picks up a spoon and looks at it. Manuel takes the spoon, breathes heavily on it, wipes it on his napkin and replaces it. Basil picks it up and gives it to him again. Get a clean one. All of the little moments are in here. They're available to you right now for the big moments, which are Python and, of course, Fawlty Towers. We provide them to you because you provide the money to us that makes it possible. And the way we do it is right here and right now on this, the first day of our fundraiser. As the show is about to end with Python, we're going to finish that up. Then we're going to get into a night of Fawlty Towers. And how do we pay for it? It either happens right now or it doesn't happen at all. So it's in your hands. 1-800-543-1200. Those hands should be going to the phone right now. David.
Thank you, Patrick, and I hope they are 1-800-543-1200, Visa, American Express, MasterCard. Give us a call, $75, the complete Fawlty Towers, scripts to all the shows, $50, this terrific key ring. The most important thing is your support. Call us now. If you've already called us, thank you very, very much. If not, call now.